proudest congressional achievement. You've been credited with getting money for a lot of different things down here. What do you think should be?
Well, I just stopped a deportation from a guy that thanked me on the prensa to see his deportation was stopped. So that was very important to him, and he will tell you that he'll never forget that. We just helped a number of people become citizens, and that was their moment. We just found medals that a World War II veteran had lost, and that was his moment. So it's very difficult. I mean, it's you know, it's all in the eye of the beholder. And for me, that is equally as important in helping those individuals achieve what brought joy to them, and something that they at the time was the thing they needed to get them in their life. So for me, that was as an accomplishment, as well as it was maybe doing some other things that people will give me greater accolades for.
Well, for folks who don't live in your district, you talked about light rail. That goes to many different districts. So for folks,
it's going to continue.
It's going okay. Well, so two questions. Number one, who's going to help it continue when you leave? And number two, talk about the kind of projects outside your districts that folks might not know you had a hand in.
Well, right now, well, let me specifically for the light rail. In the last in the funding of the 2014, we included and made sure that there was money for light rail to continue. So that means the light rail system in Arizona and in Maricopa County. There'll be monies there so that so you have a core of elected officials, being mayors and council. You also will have members of Congress who, because now they've seen the success of it and their constituents are asking for it. You now have a core of experts in the metro, and so they know, they have relationships now with the Federal Transit Administration. So all those now are a big plus for the metro system, and so the metro system will continue, and there's monies. One of the accomplishments in the 2014 is we included additional money so that we can continue the planning of the commuter train between Tucson and Phoenix. I think we're ADOT right now. We even had hearings out there in particular sites. The people at Gateway Community College are very happy. The people that are developing, who is it, DMV, who's developing out there, is very happy, because that may be a possible...
way out in East Mesa.
Way out in East Mesa. That may be, and then if that happens, then you got to hook out the light rail to East Mesa. So there's additional monies, and I'll continue to help out in the funding of that for 2015. So there's different ways of helping. Flagstaff has their flood control issues, and I help with Kirkpatrick, and so you know we work with other members and try to ensure that some of their projects or some of the monies that are needed to continue are there to continue.
Are you disappointed or surprised that your fellow Republican members of the delegation don't help out their communities the way you do?
Well, I mean, they have a different politics, and so you know, that's their politics. And as I told you, I learned very early on in my political career that they're elected officials like I am, and they have different styles and they have different commitments, and so you work with them when you can, and they're willing to work with you, and if they're not, then you see a need, you try to move it by yourself or move it with other people that will.
How tough a year is this going to be for your fellow Democrats in Cinema, Kirkpatrick, Barber?
Well, I think Cinema, as I understand, her opposition now is pretty much, I guess she was concerned about Parker, and I guess he decided not to run again. Am I right?
So, Corporation Commission.
Yeah, running for Corporation Commission. For me, then that's what was significant. For me, it was a telling sight that possibly she may have a campaign that's winnable in terms of the money she has, and she's raised a ton of money. She's obviously doing well, and so you don't see ads being run against her. And right now, I think Ann is gonna do well. I think Ann is gonna have a tough race, but I think Ann will come out, and Barbara's gonna have a tough race. And in the redistricting and making the maps, we tried to ensure that district had additional Democratic precincts, and that's what helped in this last time, because precincts that Raul had that were high propensity voters were basically transferred to that district. And so we think that possibly that's going to be what's going to help him again this time.
Do you hope a Latino replaces you?
That's not for me to say, but it depends on the constituents, and so it'll be determined on the quality of the candidate and the message, and how he or she is able to convince them that. But this district has a large percentage. I think it's 60-some-odd%, and so the district was designed for Latino people. So the expectation would be possibly, but it all depends on the candidate. But the likelihood may be that you're going to have multiple Hispanic candidates.
There are already two. Maybe more as we
I'm
stand
sure
here.
there'll be more. And so, once you have multiple, then it depends who will be able to flush it out.
I just have a couple questions
Sure,
here. I'd like
go
you to
ahead.
answer in Spanish.